You're in the shop. Okay. Hello. Welcome. 11 months. Woo!
Yep, 11 months. Wait for next month and it's going to be a whole year. How exciting is that?
Yep, we're not far away. We're not far away. Okay, I'm just going to hide that. Sorry, I've been playing with our setup last minute. And
yeah.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. James has just come from the gym too, so
I have.
Hence the sweaty face.
Yeah, I haven't had enough gym time lately. We had start with a story, shall we? We had some brand new friends. I would like to call them now.
Yeah.
Come and visit us on, was it 2 nights ago?
Yeah. Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Yes.
And my plan was they came in the afternoon, and we were like, oh yeah, no, they'll come for a couple of hours and have a chat, and that'll be it. And I was like, I'll go to the gym after that. And anyway, we invited them around for dinner, and we had a great evening. And I never made it to the gym, but we had just an awesome time with these people, and we really appreciate the people that are coming and talking to us, like reaching out and talking to us, and
it was. It's
building relationships.
Yeah, building relationships, and it's so nice to have people where you can just go, stay for dinner, and we can provide, and they cooked.
It was pretty awesome.
Which is really lovely. So, it was really great. And the barbecue was up.
Yeah, got the barbecue going.
Yeah, we're getting the hang of the barbecue. It's awesome. Really cool.
Yes. I'm finally, from the early days of my shameful lack of coal experience, I'm learning tips. And it's great barbecuing with different people because you learn different things. Yeah. So it's been a learning journey. All right. So thank you to everybody that's coming, and feel free to ask any questions in the chat on the side or below or wherever you can find it. You might just want to mute that. No, you might. You need to mute that. And we are going to answer questions about our life. Anyone who has questions about coming here, we'll answer those. And we also I love answering Bitcoin questions. Yeah. And I think Nicki's getting more and more excited about answering Bitcoin questions.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. And one thing I think, we are 11 months in. It's one of the things that was actually brought up to us when we met our new friends and we're having dinner. They sort of said they didn't feel that we were being truly honest in our videos in regards to what it's really like here in El Salvador. This was a little bit of a surprise, but maybe we're not. I don't know.
It wasn't a surprise, but it was great feedback because we can't see these things from our perspective.
True.
And we don't want to mislead anybody about what life is like here. And of course, at the same time, we do want to give the good aspects of our life as much as we can, because we like talking about the happy things in our life.
Yeah.
But it was great feedback. So and I've thought about answering this first off as well. Yes, El Salvador is not perfect. And there's definitely things here where we're sort of like, it's not as good as what we left behind. But they're not things that I'm going to make,
No, they're not game changers for us.
No.
Yeah. So for us, they're not game changers. They, it's one of those things with anywhere you live, you're going to, take the good with the bad, and you're always going to have good and bad with wherever you go. And it's really depending on what it is that you're wanting to create here.
Yeah. Yeah. And we largely came here to have an adventure.
Having that.
Yeah, we're certainly having an adventure, which is awesome. And I think it's really cool that things are actually quite different to what we expected. Yes. So, because it gives you perspective on the life that you left behind as well. So, for example, when we went to El Zonte, we were shocked. It wasn't like we weren't prepared for the pothole-filled roads.
No.
And the rubbish that was around. Like some of the smells that you deal with.
Yeah, it's quite different. The smells are a big one.
Yeah.
And one of the other things as I was thinking about is we've got to take into account that 20%, maybe 25% of the population are living in inhabitable homes.
Yeah.
So you know, they are living in corrugated iron, dirt floor homes, and you do not see that really well in New Zealand.
Not
Absolutely
anymore. You
Not anymore.
used to.
Yeah.
Not so much
Yeah.
our generation
No.
so much, but before that, like our parents definitely saw that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
That's not good, but
no,
yeah,
it's like it's good in terms of the contrast and
Yeah.
understanding it and having an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
And we also do have a privileged experience here in terms of we have enough money to be able to have a vehicle and go to nice places that large portions of the population can't or don't have the privilege of doing or seeing. So it is easier for us to make it look perhaps better than it is. And if you come here and get a bit more of a culture shock than our video showed, that's the reality of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to try and get the phone up so I can see the questions from here. If that's all right.
Okay, we've got a couple of questions there which I can read already. So
that'd be cool.
We'll start at the top. And so, Romeo, thank you very much for all your support there. Got in early with all the messages. And hello from California, USA. That is awesome. All right, next we've got Eddie. Hi, Nicki and James. Hope your new year is off to a great start. It is. We planned a whole heap of what we would like to achieve this year. We're very conscious about what we want to achieve this year.
Yeah.
And it's going well.
It is. It's going well. I think, last year was definitely huge, or in the last 7 months. It's that packing up, that shifting, that coming here, getting used to the culture, getting used to the environment, all aspects of the environment. So I'm not just talking about, maybe the poverty. I'm talking about, the smells, as we said, the lighting, the noise, there's a variety of things here. So that, getting used to all of that. And then now we're sort of feeling really settled. We're starting to explore a lot more of El Salvador. We're getting some great videos coming through. And we're just like, this year's going to be our focus very much Bitcoin Lightning.
Yeah.
Really the adoption of Bitcoin here and how we can help.
Yeah.
And moving forward, we want good energy. We want to,
We're really excited about the opportunity to use Bitcoin and the Lightning Network here for lots of reasons. We think, this is a unique place in the world. The only country in the world that's gone out and said, legal tender, go and do what you want to do. And it's like, awesome. Yeah. So that is a large part of why we're here, to play with that technology effectively. Yeah. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Okay.
So, RV, you have such beautiful hairstyle, Nicki. Life up there in my country has made you look even more gorgeous.
Gracias. Thank you very much.
Nicki, actually, we spend time hunting around looking for special curly hair shampoo.
Yep, we do.
Yeah, lots of Salvadorans have very straight. Well, do they make it straight?
They do.
You think they make it straight?
It's
here.
It's
popular.
No, to be honest, I've had 2 haircuts since I've been here. So 11 months, 2 haircuts. So this is the strictly hand look. But thank you, really, appreciate that.
Donaldo, hola, mi
hello.
amigo. Okay, hi guys. Do you have more friends now? I saw your pictures with some French family. What envy, wine and food.
Yes, we do. We met a lovely mum and son, and they're from Paris. And they have turned up. They bought a beautiful bottle of wine and some breadsticks, and their son is a chef, which is even better. So that was really, we were spoiled when they came around. We were really spoiled. We're so looking forward to meeting up with them again.
Yes, they were awesome. We're always conscious about how much people want to be talked about on our show, because we haven't always gone and asked if it's okay to talk about some people in the conversations, but they did go and share some of the photos on Twitter. So they're lovely people, new friends, but we're always making new friends. We have people reach out by email, via Twitter, Instagram, and just saying hello, YouTube. Thank you. And
Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy. For those not used to living in the city, where would you recommend a home that has front and backyards, not side by side? What are they ranging in rental prices? So, hang on, I'm not
Okay.
sure. Are you
For those
asking?
not used to living in the city.
So
Okay.
you do want to live in the city? Is that the question?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So in San Salvador itself, the sections are definitely a lot smaller. We haven't really gone real searching for property in the city, so I can't really help you with that one. But where we are down in San Blas or down by the beach, definitely the sections are bigger. You know, we have a 3-bedroom house. We have property all around. We've got, all around us. We do have a lot of construction. So you do have a lot of the noise during the day. But yes, we do. Definitely down by the beaches. When you're talking about that, I'm currently just about finishing a video at the moment, which is going to be showing 3 properties here in not San Salvador, sorry, here down by the beach that we went and had a look at. So I'm hoping to get that out by tomorrow morning. I'd love to get it out tonight, but I don't think my chances are going to be that great. But yeah, so just so you can get a feel, and they're 3 completely different type of properties. So watch out for our video that's going to be definitely out tomorrow, if not sooner.
That is inside information.
Yes.
And that's part of the perk of tuning into our lives.
And ranging from rental prices. So if you're looking at where we are, we're ranging from now, I'm going to say, we're lucky. We got a good price, and I don't think the prices are going to be as cheap at the moment. But I'm saying about $1,000 a month US through to maybe 2,000, depending on what you're after.
Yeah. So, and there's different degrees as well. Like if you come down and you use an Airbnb service, I would say you definitely would expect to pay anywhere from, on average, $1,500 and give or take $500 on that.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you're looking for as well. And not all the experiences are equal. Some of the experiences are far from what you would expect in like New Zealand. In New Zealand, you would have some pretty angry people if you Airbnb'd what they Airbnb here at the prices they Airbnb for.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting. And if you go to certain areas, you can definitely get a cheaper price. So you can start going down to $500 a month.
But it may not. But it might be an apartment. It may be a really small place that you don't actually have much of a section. So probably in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Small town. Okay.
Hopefully that helps.
Yes.
It's not super accurate, but it's sort of hard to know exactly
what you're after. Okay. Donato again. Do you think this 2023 will have surprises regarding to the Bitcoin, James?
Hell yeah.
What?
I mean, you always got to say yes. I mean, Bitcoin's always full of surprises. Even if the year does nothing, that was a surprise. So.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want me to make predictions, I'll just check my crystal ball, and I don't know. It's all hazy.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, even interesting what's going to be happening here in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, we're open to things happening. I don't know, but
what's awesome about Bitcoin is tomorrow it could go down to $10,000 or it could go down to $7,000, but tomorrow it could also go up to $60,000, $70,000 or $100,000. It's crazy. So I mean that's a price thing. We're not so worried about the price thing. We really enjoy the adoption of the technology. Things that we're excited to see this year, things that El Salvador might do in terms of offering residency or citizenship, seeing other countries adopted as a currency. We would love to see like some sort of geothermal mining happening here.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see that in El Salvador.
And I also think that the Bitcoin office, the National Bitcoin office that's now been getting put in place here in El Salvador, I think is great. It's great for all countries who are looking at adopting Bitcoin. So it's not just El Salvador that's going to benefit from this. It's actually going to be a lot of countries are going to be able to come and actually see how this is run. So making sure El Salvador is run on a Bitcoin standard, which is really exciting. I think it's great. Yeah. And if you don't know much about that, you can check out the video that
Yes.
we put out with Gerson, and he talks a bit about quite a bit about the Bitcoin office, which is cool.
He does. It's very interesting. The
Mm.
people who have watched the video, they watch a lot of it. So just from our statistics, the people who choose to watch it, they watch most of it.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It just hasn't had a lot of traction because it seems like a boring topic, which it kind of is a boring topic, but it's actually quite interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So any other exciting things? I mean, if I knew what they were going to be, it wouldn't make it exciting, would it? But what would I don't know. It'd be, there will be something exciting, I'm sure. I just can't put my finger on it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next. Let's have a look. RV, both of you are awesome. Lucky guy, James. No, Nikki's lucky. Nikki's lucky to have me. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
No,
I think we're both
lucky.
pretty lucky.
Yeah.
We see the
Jose, hello.
Paisianos.
My best wishes to the new year. Gracias, Jose. Thank you very much. And Jimmy, muchas gracias. We'll try to be in your area this year soon. How is the weather? Every day seems to be a sunny day, even when it's a rainy day.
It's quite amazing. New Zealand is having one of their worst summers they've had in a long time. There's a lot of rain, there is a lot of wind, and I was speaking to my mum recently, because of Christmas and things, speaking to her quite a lot, and she just says it's always sunny there. And I said it is. Even in the rainy season, you would have the rain at night. I mean, it was only when we went down to Playa Los Flores did we get 5 days of rain, but that's not normal. We hadn't, and it was just some funny front coming through. But it's beautiful. In
the rainy season, I think we were mentally prepared for like days of rain. But what actually happened was, during the day it was a beautiful hot sunny day, and then in the evening it poured with rain. And I actually really enjoyed it. It was really cool. Now that every day is like sunny 24/7, it's kind of weird.
And Jimmy, when you're down, reach out to us. We're always happy to meet people. And
if you're coming down soon, the end of the month, My First Bitcoin Beach, Max and Stacey are putting on events, and then we also know that other smaller events are starting to form around those things as well. So if you are interested in property, you definitely want to subscribe to our newsletter, because we're going to talk about Gladys's events, which are coming up as well. She's going to talk about property around. And while we're talking about subscribing, please subscribe. Anyone who's watching, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone. Retweet our tweet on Twitter. Get some more people in here and ask some questions. So really cool to see a Bitcoin community organically form in El Salvador. Yes, Vake, it is strong. It's really cool.
It's not just expats either. You've got Salvadorians who are right into it as well, which is really awesome. So it's really neat. We've got this it's a huge community here now.
So we just met a couple of days ago. We just met two Salvadoran dudes. They're pretty cool dudes. Call them dudes because they're cool. They grew up in the States, lived in the States. Lived in the States. Amongst other places, but they have come back, so they're repatriating to El Salvador, which is awesome, and they are going to start education channels in Spanish, which is cool.
And they're going right back to the basics, so that's awesome, and they're really, they look like, I think their channels are going to be really fun. Really fun, really great to watch. So looking forward to them sort of putting out their first one.
These guys got attitude, so it was pretty funny.
Like,
we enjoyed meeting them, and we're looking forward to their content. I don't know if they're watching. They might not be watching, but if they are, we look forward to it. And we'll see you again soon. Okay, and then I started a Bitcoin meetup locally where I live. Oh, awesome. Cool. Can you please DM us or send it on Twitter so I can find it? I'll be happy to retweet it. Always like to share meetups and bits and pieces that are happening. That'd be cool. Good job as well. Like, that is awesome. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to learn. It's called Orlando Bitcoin Maximus. Not in El Salvador.
No, but that's all good. But that's all good.
Okay.
Though.
No, it's all good. Sorry, I thought it was a local El Salvador one. It's all good. Jimmy, would be nice to recommend some credible investment advisors for investing El Salvador. Ooh.
Oh, okay. So when you're talking investing, you're talking property investing. Yeah, because I mean, we've definitely got a few people now who are good on the property investment side of things. So it really depends on what you're looking at when it comes to investing. But
yeah, DM us,
yes,
please, and we can send you a couple of people if you want to talk about property. And Jose Paisanos, I think I have that right. Paisanos means countryman. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thanks for upgrading our Spanish. We appreciate that. We need to practice a lot more. Eddie, I heard President Bukele had announced road building, rebuilding, and other tourist attractions in El Zonte. How's that coming along?
Yeah, so what they're doing is that Surf City 2 that comes down the highway and ends...
El Zonte?
No, the Surf City, the highway, the Surf City highway that comes down to the beach, that is now going to be extended through to El Zonte. So it's going to be 4 lanes that they're building. You can definitely see work happening. It's, it's only just in the start stages of that. Lots of banners, lots of big posters, or what do you call it? Big posters,
like roadwork sign kind of things,
the big
like
showing what it's going to look like.
Announcements.
They're up there, which is brilliant. And now Zonte is getting a huge amount of the sort of infrastructure put in for water, for wastewater, and that sort of thing. So that's all happening there as well. So there's definitely things happening.
It's happening. Great. So we've heard rumors about the development of El Zonte. If anybody's been to El Tunco, you will know what's happened there in terms of development. They've got these beautiful paved roads, and all the buildings are nice and organized and clean and tidy. I believe they want to do that to El Zonte as well. It's just a matter of timing. So our understanding is they're putting infrastructure in now before they do all that work. So we have seen them putting in infrastructure, digging up the roads, piping, sewage, stuff like that.
Marty. Okay. Hello, Nicki and James from cold Canada. I can imagine it's pretty freezing at the moment. What's the easiest way to open a bank account in El Salvador as a foreigner? Okay, so in regards to opening up a bank account, you need to get a NIT, so you need to come to El Salvador to get your NIT, which is your national identity number. You don't have to be a resident. You don't have to go through residency to get that, but you do need to get that.
It's basically for taxes.
Yes, yeah. So then not all banks will let you open a bank account if you're not a resident. Okay, so you do have to go and work out which banks to go and do. You need to have all your documentation in order. So you need to prove your income. So you need a couple of years of your income. You need to prove where you're living and your identification.
Yeah, so not every bank and not every branch and not every staff member is equal.
Yeah.
Just to try and sum it up. So your experiences will range from basic no's to I can make that work, but it potentially takes a lot of work to find the right places that will do that. And one bank could be good on one day and bad on the next, so it's very hit and miss. It depends on what your objective is. So for example, if you're going to move here, you can work it out. If you're trying to do it remotely, it's going to be quite hard. If you want to buy property here, then Gladys helps you get it done during the process. So
Gladys can get you in and out of a bank pretty quick. But again, you will be needing it's either property or getting a mortgage. So Gladys is our from Excellence Real Estate. She's absolutely wonderful. She's got her head screwed on. She's honest, she's reliable, and she's a real hard worker. Now she has managed to get a couple of banks that will open up will give people mortgages for non-residents.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to be a resident here to get a mortgage here, and the down payment's only 20%. Interest rates are slightly higher, but so they should be. I mean, you're a high risk, and so it's
potentially. If I was a bank, it sounds pretty good to me because it's like I get money if they disappear. I have this piece of property with no squatter.
But you are a high risk. Okay, so but she can do that for you. Okay, so she's really good. You can go into our website. You can fill in the forms and organise a meeting with her if that's what you wish to do.
So, but basically, that would be the way you'd do it if you were going to invest in property. the easiest way. You've got somebody who walks through it. And just like using one of the residency people, using these guys that are here on the ground, and they will hold your hand, like Escape to El Salvador, and also Move to El Salvador, I think it is. These guys will hold your hand and get you through it. But I mean, you pay for these services.
Yeah,
That's
and I
the way
mean,
to do it.
we were really lucky. Our lawyer also held our hand. He went and he negotiated with the bank, and the bank was saying no, and he
got through it.
He got through it, and he got us one. So, which is well, we both
awesome.
got a business account as well as James got a personal bank account.
So if and like we have through our ebook, we give out a list. Well, I mean, we give out a list of lawyers that we know of. And we recommend to everybody, you talk to everybody. You don't take our word that any one of these guys is necessarily better than the other. You want to talk to them, make sure they can.
And you align, and you align with them. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jessica.
All right. Hey, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. So 2 people in paradise. Thanks for watching.
And Bubblegum Haze, good name. I was wondering how often you've gotten sick. I'll since be moving, considering you're always outside El Salvador. Do you feel like your health is better? Oh, good question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got to take into account that I think there may be a lot. There are different types of, I'm going to say germs.
Yeah, our bodies are not used to the viruses that are here.
And so our immune system is slightly different. So yes, we have picked up some illnesses along the way. The tummy thing, we've only had one. Oh no, I had it twice. We've had 11 months.
You mean like a runny tummy kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can blame seafood for one of those times.
That was bad. That was seafood. Yeah.
And then the second time, I don't know what I got. But that's in 11 months. That's not bad. Then we have both been struck down with the flu twice.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. Of course, moving countries can be stressful in terms of the physical toll, mental toll it takes on your body. So I've definitely gotten run down with the amount of work and stress that some of the things have put on, and also putting expectations on myself. You know, you go to the gym and you're still acclimatizing to the environment and the food and the workload and everything. And I got run down, and I've had a couple of bad runs. But, you know, I mean, it's life. It's like we said at the start, El Salvador, sure, there are things here that caught us off guard in terms of culture shock. And we just expect that that's part of the journey. And the same as getting sick. We just thought it was part of the journey. We haven't had anything that's debilitating. It's just been, in my mind, largely common colds. The worst thing was both of us have had a week, basically close to a week in bed, basically. Yeah, definitely. Which sucks because it's like, I want to get out and do stuff.
And it's just when you're wanting to do something that hits you and you go, boom. And it smacks, it sort of smacked us down pretty hard. But you know, to us, it's like, okay, that's that first year. So hopefully our second year, it's going to be a lot better. Wait and see.
I mean, we expect this year to be a lot better in terms of health and
well-being.
Because we put a lot of effort into eating. Like, we eat whole foods, and we do our best to eat as much local stuff as we can, and keep it. We keep our sugar pretty low. I mean, there's the odd treat, and
we've just found a new chocolate shop.
But we're not going there that often. That was expensive. James the tight ass. But I really want to learn to make my own chocolate.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we need a machine. We need our machine. All right.
So Eddie, my wife, she's Asian, commented Nicki would make a kick-ass real estate agent or financial advisor.
Thank you very much. I am actually a financial advisor back in New Zealand, so I have my certificate for that. Real estate agent. Yeah, it was really interesting going around with Gladys and checking out these properties the other day. It did make me think this would be pretty cool. The only thing is my Spanish would need to be really spot on. I'd need to get some a lot more lessons, though maybe I work with all the expats.
Well, let's just get your Spanish up. I reckon we get your Spanish up.
That would be awesome.
Thank you for the comment. Marty, Have you tried driving a car across borders to Guatemala or Honduras? Would you recommend that? We haven't. We have friends who have. I don't really know what to tell you other than be prepared for long waits. Make sure your car has got like water and toiletry stuff in it.
And you also need to have your papers for your car. So you need to have the original documents for your ownership papers and things for
passports.
your car. Your passports. And I think like friends of ours who have recently just gone and done this, they've sort of gone Honduras, Nicaragua, through to Costa Rica, down to Panama, and then they're heading back up. Now there was a couple of sort of very long waits and and they also were taking a dog. So just the fact that they were taking a dog, you had to have all your dog's papers and they had to have make sure they had the vet documentation and all that sort of stuff.
The dog added a lot of complexity to some of the situations. But you need to be basically you need to be prepared with, you want to make sure you've got a phone with internet data. They said that sometimes, and you need to have photocopies, like multiple photocopies. They said that sometimes they'd get there and they didn't have good enough data, so they couldn't download the documents they needed to, and that was where they needed the photocopies. The more prepared you can be, the better. So it's possible, it's doable. If you speak Spanish, it's probably faster and easier.
I think, and you said, would you recommend it? I'm really interested in getting up to Guatemala. I'd love to go and visit Antigua and the lake and things, and we'll most probably drive up, would we not?
Yeah.
I would have thought we would have. We've got a car, we would drive up.
We're going to give it a go.
There. So we will be giving it a go. It'd be great if it was this
road trip.
Road trip. You got it.
Well, the car's been pretty good so far. We've what we do last month, we actually ordered a part. We tried to find a part here in El Salvador first. We couldn't. We even had a local try and find it for us as well. And then we ordered it from Amazon in the States, and we had it brought down. It was only a $20 part. It's crazy, but it was for the trunk latch or the boot latch. And now it works even better than when we bought it. It's so good. But yeah, our car is pretty good now. We had to upgrade the battery. We upgraded 2 tires. We upgraded the spare wheel to be a full-size wheel. And we got a jack kit. Oh, I was meant to do that for Peter the other day. Just realized. Next time, Peter, you're probably not watching, but I need to let Peter know.
Bubblegum Haze, awesome from a mum with 2 sick kids this week. Oh, hopefully they're not too sick. Nothing worse than having sick children.
I think our friends with children, like the kids have done pretty well. I guess kids eat a lot of dirt and put germy things in their mouths a lot, so they build these amazing immune systems. I guess it just depends. It's one of those things. Sleep, food, exercise, they do wonders.
I think sleep's a big one. And it's sort of like here, because even though we have the same daylight hours all around the world, and because we're so close to the equator, what you find is it's pretty much 12-hour nighttime, 12-hour daylight, and so we find that we do go to bed when the sun goes down or just after, and we get up when the sun comes up.
Before the sun comes up.
Before the sun comes up. So the way you're sleeping is slightly different.
Marty, great question. What made you choose El Salvador as a residence opposed to Mexico, Guatemala, or Nicaragua? Well, originally we had toyed with the idea of some other South American countries because they were actually cheaper, much cheaper in terms of living cost and
residency.
Citizenship.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was we made our decision during the pandemic, and El Salvador was one of the first countries to drop all regulations. And that was a huge part of the decision, along with the Bitcoin legal tender. I mean, these other, like Mexico would be great because it's cheaper and food's good.
Food's good.
There's downsides to Mexico as well.
And the thing with the whole Bitcoin, being legal tender, how amazing is it that you can go shopping now and you can use something other than the American dollar? It's really cool. It's actually fun to go. You're on a whole different sort of concept of living, way of life, because you're not.
I'm gonna say I really wanted to. I don't know what this was, but the ability to be able to use something other than a debt-based fiat currency, because it's. I mean, a lot of people like to have the debate that it's money, but fiat currency is a debt-based instrument. It's not a, at the end of the day, it's debt. You don't have an asset. Sorry, there's a car behind us making a whole heap of noise, which is distracting.
Is this going?
Yeah, he's almost gone. So that, I think that's really powerful, really interesting, and really exciting, because it's empowering to people who take the time to choose, understand, and try it. And I recommend anybody, if you haven't tried Bitcoin yet, please grab a Bitcoin Lightning wallet. If there is anybody who hasn't tried it yet, put a comment in there. I'll give you some quick instructions on what to go and do.
And then we'll send you some sets.
Yeah, we had somebody contact us this week.
Yep, last week.
This week's gone fast. We have to write down our list of things for Monday. And they said, I've never downloaded a wallet. We got them onto Bitcoin Beach, and then we sent them 1,000 sats, and it was awesome. It was really cool.
Yeah, so if you haven't and you want to know what it's all about, happy to do it. Yeah. I think I've got some money in my wallet somewhere. No.
You should check it.
Yeah, I do.
No, I want to look at it. I'm going to check our donation one. Speaking of that, no, hang on.
Okay.
That was me.
Yeah.
So yesterday, somebody was awesome and donated us 5,001 sats, which is really cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No idea who that was, because there's no information, but you can see there, which is really cool. 5,001 sats. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So, Marty, again, if and when another pseudo pandemic comes around, how confident are you in the structure of the health authority in El Salvador with respect to your personal freedoms? That's a good question.
Yeah,
too.
Great question.
We're totally aware that when COVID first came through, President Bukele was very, very strict, and it was pretty hard for a lot of people here. We hear that they were even spraying the vehicles before they even came in to our gated community.
They're spraying the tires.
Yeah. And people were locked in their community and weren't allowed out. So, though, in saying that, we're also aware that when they had the first Bitcoin conference here, there wasn't many people coming through. And one of President Bukele's people on staff said, if you want people to come to El Salvador, you're going to have to get rid of Bitcoiners to come. You're going to have to get rid of the mandates.
So, Marty, my personal perspective is that Bukele is becoming subjective to the game theory of Bitcoin. And what do I mean by that is that if he wants Bitcoiners who are generally, this is a generalization, are big on their own personal sovereignty, if he wants them to stay and he wants to violate people's personal sovereignty, he may find that they leave. And he doesn't necessarily want the capital to leave with these people. And I think that and this is what's beautiful about Bitcoin, is that it starts to incentivize game theory for people to act in ways that will honor personal sovereignty. It will honor human rights, because that is the way that Bitcoin works when it is used correctly. And I actually think that, do I talk about what we've seen today?
Yeah.
Because, so, and what I want to raise is, for example, Escape to El Salvador put out a tweet today on his, on Twitter Spaces. I've retweeted it, and it appears that the Canadian government has become very interested in the people that are leaving Canada and coming to El Salvador. Now, I can only speculate at this point, but what this suggests to me is that they may start to apply things called capital controls, which will slow down people's ability to move their money out of Canada if they don't want people to leave. Like if they're not happy that a lot of people are leaving Canada to go and live in other countries, they will try and stop them from moving by locking down their ability to take their money out of the country. Now, if you've got fiat currency, they can do that very easily. But if you have Bitcoin in your own personal wallet, it's very hard for them to do that. And that is the power of Bitcoin. And that is part of the game theory, where if the Bitcoin is in my personal wallet, not on an exchange, in my personal wallet that I control, I can get on a plane and nobody knows that it's there. Or I can get in a car and go across a different border and nobody knows it's there. Yet if I try to transport a house value of cash on my personal body or via bank accounts, it's very difficult, because somebody can look in your bags, somebody is watching your bank accounts, and that is how and why Bitcoin and game theory and Bukele, I really do hope that Bukele's behavior will be dictated by that game theory. That was really complicated and deep and like serious, but I think it's really important, because it's a large part of why I think this is really interesting and important, because I want to see if bringing in people who believe in a particular asset will change the way the politics are shaped. It's interesting. It's really cool. Next.
Okay, Donato.
Bukele also providing vaccine to other countries' neighbors. Bukele also, I'm not quite sure what you mean there.
He may be, Donato might be just saying that Bukele had also provided. So he actually provided. We don't know that. I mean, you obviously do.
Yeah.
You know, you've obviously heard that.
Yep.
And maybe he was getting rid of his supply. I mean, if you think about it, I remember sitting in New Zealand and we were saw like this document of Bukele doing a big post on healthy living, making sure you're exercising, having fresh air, eating good food. They gave a lot of families, you know, like a COVID kit, and it had all the, you know, your vitamin D, your vitamin C, your zinc, your ivermectin, your Panadol, and those sorts of things that, you know, all the medical professionals who said that this is what is needed and were wiped off the
taken off the shelves.
Yeah, they were promoting as well. And so that was really good. So we were really, really excited to see that, rather than locking everybody up. I mean, I know he did originally, but yeah. So no, it was great. Yeah.
John, how you doing, mate? Looking forward to chatting to you soon. Is there somewhere to track the expat numbers in El Salvador, or the breakdown versus locals? That would be government information. So I really don't know how to find out that information. There
are, I mean, where we are down at the beach, there's a huge amount of expats here, but then there's the city people too. So there's a lot of expats in the city who love the city. So, you know, we're finding we can be in so many different places, and
you got to remember, there's a lot of people here who don't want to be known that they're here. So they're not going to, you know, if I started a survey, I think there's a good chance that they wouldn't tell me they were here. Because there's a lot of people who respect their privacy. You got to remember, Bitcoiners are people who are big on privacy, and they don't necessarily want people to know that they're here. And that's cool. That's awesome. Luis Garcia, Bukele donated vaccines to Honduras in 2020 and also food, and to Guatemala. I think that's what he's referring to. Okay, awesome. We don't really know much about that, but that's interesting. Thank you for filling us in. Marty, I don't wish to invade your privacy. Would you ever consider renouncing your New Zealand citizenship for Salvadoran citizenship? No.
No, and we actually don't need to. We can be dual citizens.
Yeah.
So we can keep our New Zealand citizenship as well as have a Salvadoran citizenship. So, which is amazing.
There's no reason to denounce it. As we're in America, I think people are incentivized to consider it because of the tax status follows them for the rest of their life if they remain a US citizen. And I believe that's an incentivization to actually renounce it, which is quite interesting, as we're not all countries have tax laws that do that. And I think that that's an incentive for people to have multiples if in the right places.
And certain countries, then you're not allowed to have dual citizen. Too. So, but we're
and I mean, you got to remember, we don't dislike New Zealand. We love New Zealand. It's just it was time for an adventure. It was time for a change in our life, and this was an awesome adventure that New Zealand was pushing us to take, and El Salvador was pulling us to take. So, we're here for the adventure. It's cool. It's exciting. And Roque, great projects coming to El Zonte area. You will not be able to recognize it in a few more years. With Bukele, everything happens at lightning speed.
It certainly does. There's no doubt about that. It's been, even since we've been here, it's been amazing what's happening to the roading. When we were down in September, down in Playa Los Flores, the road, the Surf City 2 highway was going in. I mean, it'd be amazing to see what that's like now in just a couple of months. I'm sure they've done a huge amount of, to Punta Mango, they've done some huge amounts of development. We're really excited, actually. We're really excited about seeing where this country goes and under Bukele and what's going to happen. And he's doing some amazing things. Well, not just him. I mean, there's a heck of a lot of other people behind there doing some incredible work.
He's the leader, and that's why people speak his name. But he's we were talking to some local Salvador. We had barbecue with our Salvadoran friends a few weeks ago now. I can't remember. And they were like, we're really happy with Bukele because he's doing so much more than any of the previous leaders. They said they were just so stoked. They're like, look at the road, like the road's being built, and there's so many other things that are just getting done.
And the amount of businesses that are now popping up, this more and more pupuserias you're finding. There's more and more little tenders, little shops. There's like I mean, I feel since we've been here, there's a huge amount of growth and people sort of excited about creating things
for sure,
and building stuff here.
Because I mean, it's a really deep topic. The history of El Salvador and the gang situation didn't encourage people to take pride in their businesses and grow their businesses. It was literally a game of survival. And now I think the current environment is allowing people to flourish and take pride and flourish and build something awesome to be proud of, because they can, and it's now celebrated, which is awesome.
John Bryant, love you. Thank you,
John.
Really
Looking forward to meeting you more.
I think we're meant to be having a
Tuesday. I think I need to check my calendar, but we've
got
you in the calendar. So,
cool.
All right, and Roque, wishing you the best in the new year. You're a great couple. Thank you very much.
That's lovely.
Very excited about this year 23. Just got a good vibe about it, and so many other people seem to have a good vibe about it. I don't know what it is, but it's exciting. Luis, how are you adapting to your life in El Salvador? Do you ever feel a little bit out of place since it is different culture and language? I do hope you get to live here forever. Wow.
Oh, gracias. Yes, there are times. There's no doubt about that. There's times where, I'm going to talk personally for me because I can't talk for James here, but there are times where it gets all overwhelming. It could be the smells or the noise, or it could be, I suppose a little bit of freedom. I know we're here for freedom and things like that, but we are in a complex that's surrounded by walls. We've got guards. That's not something we're used to. To go to the supermarket, or it's everything seen. No, not everything. When we go and do our shop or our sort of fortnightly shop, it's a huge day, and it's not those ease of we would hop in our car and 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes would be at our supermarket. It's easy. We get there, and then go home again. I'd put I used to get on my bike and I'd bike down to the Mercados and every Saturday morning and get the fresh fruit and veggies, catch up with friends with a coffee there, and then come home. Those sorts of things more than anything else. I'd love to get really good at Spanish and to be able to have really good conversations. Because again, great when you're with expats and you're talking English, you can get to some deep conversations, but it's a lot harder when you don't speak the language to get into some deep conversations with Salvadorians. And I'd love to be able to be in a position where I can do that. And I also think it's important that we do to really integrate here. So that's my 2 cents. Yeah. You gonna comment?
Yeah. So, of course, I'm simple in terms of what I want or need or expect. I'm quite happy in front of my computer doing things, and then I love having access to like the gym and the beach and the pool. And I don't, I'm not a big social attention craver so much, so I'm quite happy in my own little world wherever I am, basically. So I'm quite happy here. And it's funny, I don't know how long ago it was, but maybe a few months ago, we were driving through La Libertad, Del Puerto, La Libertad, and I said, isn't it weird how this seems normal now? Because in the beginning it was scary. It was like, whoa, look at all this. This is like, who can we trust? Like, look at the rubbish, and it smells funny. And now you drive through it and it's like, oh yeah, this is just a normal day going to the Mercado, you know. So I think we've definitely
adapted. We have adapted.
Yeah, we've definitely adapted. Yeah, to a lot of just what it is. You know, that's the beauty of being human, is after enough time you get used to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love going to the Mercado and talking to the locals and practicing my Spanish. Like, there's a couple of guys in there. Like, there's one guy, he's got no interest in basically learning English, but we're mates. You know, it's like buenos dias, como estás. You know, it's really good. And then there's another guy in there, which I think is awesome. Every time he's like, he wants to practice his English, and he's like trying to give me the English names of all the fruit and vegetables, and I'm trying to do the Spanish names of all the fruit and vegetables. So it's really funny. I really enjoy that. I do. So it's funny. I do enjoy those interactions and getting out, which is really cool. And it's part of the adventure of coming here.
Yeah.
So do we feel a little bit out of place? Nah, it's just the adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to think about that one. I don't think I feel out of place. No, I don't think I do. I think it's more, sometimes it can be just a bit overwhelming, more than feeling out of place. Yeah.
Like, I've lived overseas a large part of my life in different countries. So this is just another one. So it's kind of normal for me in a way. This is just what I do.
Yeah. We'll move on.
Hang on. Last point. I actually feel more out of place in New Zealand than I do when I'm overseas. There you go.
Yeah. I think what's happened over the past few years, the people we've met here in El Salvador, we are able to communicate and talk to them about so much that we can't talk to people in New Zealand. Well,
Not that we can't.
No, we can't.
The conversation has changed.
The conversation has changed big time. Yeah. And that's been really cool. That's been really, really good.
Yeah, the people that we meet here, we have awesome conversations. It's exciting. It's all stuff that we're interested in. In New Zealand, it's very, hey bro.
Yeah. It's sort of on
grass is looking good today. Yeah, mate. How's that weather? Yeah, it's good. But no,
all right.
I'm just taking the piss. But.
Okay.
Right.
John, how much does an Uber driver make per week? Okay.
Yes.
Uber is Uber is extremely cheap here. Okay, so I don't think they would make much. You're sort of spending about $3. Well, when you're in San Salvador, to take an Uber, you spend about $3. And of course, I don't know how much Uber takes from the driver for that. So I really don't. Yeah, it'd be hard to tell. I don't think it would be much.
What might be interesting for you is to look up Bit Driver.
Yeah.
So Bit Driver, he's a smart dude. Got himself in, and he's actually built up a fleet of drivers now.
Yeah.
And they are available at the airport. So if you come and visit, you will want to get on board with the Bit Driver, because he's obviously accepting Bitcoin. Or one of his drivers will be accepting Bitcoin, and they will talk Bitcoin with you in the car ride. And I think that's really cool, because he's building a Bitcoin first network of drivers, which is even better than Uber, because Uber's busy taking whatever they take off you. And these guys get to charge whatever the going rate is and keep 100% of it.
Absolutely.
which is cool. So not really sure what they make. Yeah, it depends on all sorts of factors. Yeah. Marty, thanks guys for your friendliness and aid. Do you think a time would come where Canada or New Zealand or Australia, etc., would force its citizens into financial or health decisions against their will? Isn't that just what just happened?
Yeah.
So, my personal opinion is that's just happened in New Zealand. The New Zealand government doesn't believe that's what they just did, but they coerced people very heavily by saying that if you don't do this, we will make your life incredibly uncomfortable. You're not allowed to partake in certain aspects of society. You will lose your job in some circumstances. We will fine your business extraordinary amounts of money if you don't do it. So in my personal opinion, those are behaviors that are forcing people to do something against their will, because I don't want to shut my business if I don't get the medical procedure, but I'm being forced to keep it open and get fined high amounts that I can't sustain if I leave it open and I don't do what I'm told. So my personal opinion is, yes, we were forced to do that against our will, and that's a large part of the push factor as to why we're here. New Zealand, Australia, Canada, they are all part of the Commonwealth. They appear to be doing very similar things. And my personal opinion is that it's not over. They will continue to do these things, especially with some of the things that we're seeing in the news about Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. So I'm not guessing. I'm looking at what's actually happening, and I've made my decision, which is that, yes, they will continue to do. They have done these things, and they will continue to do these things. And I don't know to what end they want to, but there's a large part of the reason I'm in no rush to go back to any of those countries. Hope that answers that question.
And then John has also said the answer is CBDC already started in Oz. Yeah, and I'm also totally aware that Australia is also doing the carbon credits. It's at the moment it is optional. One of the Commonwealth Bank it's an optional thing. You can choose to see how many trees you've chopped down.
Murdered. How many trees you murdered?
The time of your spending from your spending, and that's just a start.
Yeah. And the Bank of International, so John again, the Bank of International Settlements aka BIS, now has its own blockchain, which is a direct copy of Ethereum, and each nation has a CBDC on this network, all programmable money with capital control. Interesting. I've heard rumors. If you've got some information, I'd love to have a link to that, because I can't remember. I don't know if it was you, John, but you may have asked on our Monday live if what was it? If I thought a CBDC was coming, or if it was a good idea. My answer is yes, a CBDC is coming. And do I think it's a good or a bad idea? I mean, the people will choose whatever they want. If they want a CBDC, great, they can do that. It's not my cup of tea. As much as I want to respect their decision to choose to have that, I would really appreciate the opportunity to have a choice to choose not to use that. And I think that choice will not be given in countries such as New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. And that is one of the pull factors for El Salvador. We get a choice. We can choose to use an open source money, which is credit based, which is awesome, opposed to using a fiat debt based system, which is basically what the CBDC will also be. It will also basically be a fiat debt system. It's not Bitcoin. It won't be a asset based or credit based system.
Time to leave. So you're leaving Australia?
Yeah, what are you doing, John? She booked tickets already, mate. Should have been on the plane like months ago.
Renee, hello. I'm so jealous you are there and I'm in Texas. Life is not fair. I miss the Maranons and Ananas. Yes.
Ananas.
Yes. They're lovely. We're so lucky here. and you just need to come home if this is where you're from, because I'm amazed. I mean, we've got this amazing banana tree here, a plantain, and it's growing there. And it wasn't that long ago that I was doing photos of how a leaf grew in a week, kind of thing, was it?
Yeah.
And it was only like this high, and now we've got bananas. Produce, fruit is the way it grows is incredible.
It's very cool.
Any seed you throw on the ground, it will grow. Hopefully, those seeds will also bring out some produce as well, because if it's like anything like avocados, if you grow an avocado from a seed in New Zealand, you're not going to get fruit on it for 20 years, sort of thing, because they need to be grafted. But let's hope that these do. We've actually got 3 pineapple bushes now, which is cool.
We're growing our own.
Yeah,
like they're like pets. Actually,
yeah.
You've replanted one.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicki's been in the garden today.
There's 3.
Oh, there are 2. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. We've got them at different stages.
Yes.
It's really cool. They're in pots, so we can take them with us if we ever have to change houses.
Yeah. And because a pineapple, it apparently takes 2 years before we'll get one, but they only fruit once. So you only get 1 pineapple per season. So we want... So we need
freshly potted pineapple.
So we want 52. one pineapple per week would be amazing.
All ripen at the same time.
Well, we could palm them off to people. How do so Marty? How do you feel life would be in El Salvador or when the world falls into a global recession or depression?
So. Oh, okay. I'm going to push our newsletter. Subscribe to our newsletter. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like this video. Retweet all our stuff, please.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I say that is in our latest email that we put out every week, we just put out a link to an article that talks about the El Salvador, was it GDP? Is growing by 2% a quarter at the moment. On average, 2%, I think. I think it's last quarter was 2.5% or 2.7%. Now, it's one of the few countries in the world where it's growing.
Yeah.
And I think El Salvador, due to what it's doing with the political and economic climate here, is attracting capital,
yeah.
and people who want to live in a positive environment of growth. And I'm very positive about what can happen here. I know that there are outside influences which could cause a lot of problems, such as the cost of fuel. There's a lot of imported food here as well. But some of these things can be solved. And I think that the environment here is very conducive to encouraging entrepreneurs to solve those problems here. So I'm very positive, very excited about how El Salvador will actually thrive through that environment, which is another pull factor for why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we missed Renee.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, just saying that she's from La Union.
Oh, awesome.
I'd love
Very
to
cool.
know a little bit more. I mean, we did a trip down there in September. We only ended up in La Union for 1 day while but I'd love to know more about where are some nice places to see in La Union, to be honest. So if you've got any suggestions, Renee, would love to hear from you in regards to that.
We had a interesting experience. We're very short time down there. We were basically in Punta Mango, Las Flores area, and we dropped down to La Union just for a day trip. It's quite a big drive.
Yeah, it'd be good to have a look. Lewis, we should get an avocado tree and a lemon tree. We actually do have 2 lemon trees here. We haven't had any fruit on them yet, though.
Something's gone wrong.
Yeah, I think again a grafted tree. And the graft is growing, not the lemon tree, because it's really spiky, and so we're not getting fruit. But that's my opinion. I might be completely wrong. And we had this incredible avocado tree over here next door, but it was all over to us. And that cyclone that we had come through, it actually blew it down. It was massive, so that was a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
So that is avocado. I would actually we could get an avocado and put it in a pot, because if we
until we're ready.
Until we're ready, because that'd be a great idea.
Maybe a lemon or something.
2 Roque, sorry for all my comments. I follow you as well as 2 People in Paradise and enjoy listening to you.
Awesome.
Your take on different issues. Not a problem.
No, that's all
Yeah.
good.
Any questions?
yeah.
Seriously, we if we can help, we'll help. If not, we have people we can send you to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. No, don't apologize. It's all good. And Marty, just sub to your newsletter. Thank you. Keep the love coming. Thank you. So anybody, I'm going to shout out the events that are coming for the end of the month. I may have mentioned them at the start, but basically the end of this month is a really good month to be here in El Salvador if anybody is looking to come and visit, because there is going to be the My First Bitcoin meetup in San Salvador on the Thursday, the 26th.
Yep.
Friday in El Zonte. There is the Bitcoin Beach meetup on the 27th. Sorry. And then on the Monday, 30th of January, Max and Stacey are having a meetup, I guess.
Yeah. So Max and Stacey, like we at the beginning of the year, we went to, or the beginning of last year, should I say, when we first arrived, we went to one of Max and Stacey's down in El Zonte meetups. They had Jeff Booth and the other guy, I can't remember what his name.
J Blockstream, but he's somewhere else now.
Yeah, and that was really, really great to listen to them talk. So they had done 3 events last year. We were only here for one of them, or we only had a vehicle for one of them, I think it was. But so they're starting sort of that series again. Which is really great. We don't know who's coming to talk.
No.
But that would be really good.
So if you're planning a visit, the end of this month is going to be a great month to be here, because we know that other people are starting to plan little events around those events as well. So it's going to be a great time to network. It's going to be a great time to learn something and see the vibe and the buzz, because the next big event, I had somebody ask us, I can't remember this week.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yeah, they said, if I come to El Salvador, when's the best time to come? And I said, November, come to conference. They only have one trip that they can make, and it's November for conference, because the environment was fantastic. The networking was fantastic. The learning was great. And also, adopting BTC tickets are only $100 right now. If you're Salvadoran Dewey, you can get them. You will most likely get them cheaper. Yeah. But now is the time to buy tickets for that if you're planning on coming as well.
Lewis, I've been following you guys for a while, and I want to invest in Bitcoin. I don't know much, and I'm a little bit afraid. I believe that it is great investment. Hopefully, I can meet you guys and learn more. Lewis, are you in El Salvador?
If you have a Dewey, get the Chivo wallet and just buy $10 of Bitcoin and see what happens.
Yeah. But if you're in El Salvador, maybe you can reach out to us.
Yeah, if you're in El Salvador, reach out to us and we can do something together.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I think that would be really good.
If you're outside of El Salvador, for example, if you're in the States, one of my best pieces of advice for people is to plan on spending $100 to learn something.
Yeah.
That you would spend $100 on an online course to learn how to do something, like edit a video perhaps. So look at buying Bitcoin the same way. And if everything goes really well, you'll have $100 of Bitcoin at the end. If you screw it up, you won't have $100 of Bitcoin, but at least you'll learn something.
Yeah. And I mean, it's something that James always tells. That was what he told me.
Yeah.
And I did. And I learned I invested $100. I still have that $100. It's
lost value.
It's lost value, but that's okay.
She hasn't sold it.
I haven't sold it. I still have.
She still has the Bitcoin.
I still have the Bitcoin. Absolutely.
Now, also, Lewis, just on that topic, on our website at the bottom, there's actually a link to books and recommended reading. So if you would like to learn more about Bitcoin, we have some recommended reading on a Bitcoin and also why we have chosen to live the life we live. And Michael Saylor is also a great resource of information. He actually has a website, I think hope.com or Saylor Academy, locations to learn more. And it depends on why you want to learn about Bitcoin as well. And Lewis, and learn more. Yeah. Yes, it's just life. The best thing to do is to keep learning. Yeah. Jose, hey guys, cheers from New York. Hola.
Yeah.
Buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? No, I should say buenas tardes. It's the afternoon.
Buenas tardes, it is. Yeah. It is. It's nearly evening. Sun's nearly set. Yeah.
More Jose's. Okay. Good luck and happy New Year. God bless you both. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah. So we're nearly it's pretty much at our time. We're over an hour now.
Hour 10.
Just before we go, I do want to say, please watch out for our next video. Like if you are looking at coming here, we as I said, we're going to be showing 3 different properties here down on the beach. Also a whole area of this great little place in El Salvador. And it's just a little pocket of many, many places in El Salvador, like what we went to. So check it out. It should be in tomorrow morning. Or definitely be up tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and see what I can do this evening to finish it off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on that note, like the property side of it, like we're excited about the opportunity that's here in El Salvador. With property, like you can get some pretty cool stuff all over the country.
And I think it's having an open mind with the property. You know, it's everything's going to need something done to it.
But that's the opportunity.
But it's opportunity, absolutely opportunity. Yeah. No, there's no doubt about that. All right, guys, I think this is it. So thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Again, if you've got any questions at all, you can privately DM us on Twitter, on Instagram, send us emails.
We've
got it. Yeah,
we're available to answer questions. Appreciate everybody's time and effort that they've put into asking, understanding, and helping us out. And we look forward to 2023.
We've got it. Okay, one more thing. So next month we will be here for 1 year. We haven't quite worked out what we're going to do. So if you've got any suggestions for our 1 year celebration, we will be doing a live. We're really excited about that 1 year here in El Salvador. It's pretty impressive. So we are going to be doing a live. We're open to suggestions. So again, DM those. To us.
If you want to reach out, just post some ideas for us. Cool. Some things to do.
We'll come up with something fun.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Yes. And we'll see you on our Monday live.
Do come along to our Monday live. It's a great sort of catch up on how much sort of Bitcoin stuff we do during the week. But that's and life stuff.
Life.
We need to go to the market.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. See ya.